The speed, precision, and strength of a crucial supply chain will be put to the test today in Canada. The rollout of the coronavirus vaccine is getting a practice run. Take a look at this video that's into us this morning from the UK. In that special super cooled container, the Pfizer vaccine, as it arrived yesterday at a London hospital. This gives you a look at how it must be handled, unboxed from the specialized coolers that ship it at ultra cold temperatures. The first vaccines set to start there tomorrow, the first vaccination shots in the UK tomorrow. Canadian health workers, government officials in the military will be taking part today in the dry run here, looking for potential breakdowns and bottlenecks that could keep the vaccine from reaching Canadians in every part of the country. We're watching for this, and Michael Serapio is beginning our coverage of what is sure to be a mammoth task. Michael, to get ready, what's going to happen today?
Well, certainly many parts of this country will be mobilizing today, Heather, for this dry run. You're talking about every province, every territory, several agencies and ministries at the federal level all involved as they try to figure out how to roll out this vaccine safely and efficiently, and consider all the logistics here, beginning with the two drugs that are essentially in the lead, because each one has specific requirements. We're talking about the drug that Pfizer, the vaccine they are providing, rolling out in the UK this week, as you say, also the vaccine from Moderna. With the Pfizer vaccine, it has to be stored in temperatures below 70 degrees, minus 70 degrees Celsius rather, and it's actually only viable for about 24 hours after thawing. Moderna's, that has to be stored and transported in temperatures below minus 20 degrees Celsius. Add to that the sheer size of our country, the need to distribute the vaccine to communities both large and small, not to mention the timeline that we are now looking at, as the first vaccine could be approved within days. A Herculean task here, which is why the man put in charge of running logistics for the military says today's dry run in every province and territory is going to be crucial. Take a listen to Major General Danny Feltin.
Because this is an unprecedented situation and a very different distribution, a very different type of vaccine than anything that we've seen before, we want to make sure that everyone is comfortable with the process of ordering and delivery to the point of use. There will physically be a box that has no vaccines, but people will become comfortable with the process of handling that with dry ice, all the precautions that need to be taken.
And that's just the distribution. There are other factors to be considered when you talk about a vaccine rollout in this country. And for people at home, I want to play for you an interview that Heather did earlier today with Dr. Christopher Labos, epidemiologist out of Montreal. Take a listen to what he says is part of the challenge as we try to get the vaccine from delivery and into people's arms.
You're also going to have to make sure that when people show up, they're not all crowding together, so that you're able to vaccinate people quickly and then get them out of there so that you don't have long lineups. So the key is really going to be, can you vaccinate people safely, meaning can you vaccinate people efficiently, can you get the line moving, and can you avoid sort of a breakdown in the process that you can actually vaccinate a good number of people per day.
Now, eventually, Pfizer will deliver its vaccine to the provinces directly. There are currently 14 undisclosed delivery sites. As for the Moderna vaccine, that will be delivered to one national site. It will be then up to Ottawa to deliver those vaccines to provinces and territories. And today's dry run, well, it's going to aim to identify what is working, perhaps more importantly, what is not working, and how to iron out the kinks in the few weeks we have here between approval and when there's going to be a mass rollout in this country.
Which is exactly what I'd like to ask you about, Michael, because as you suggested, every indication we've been getting is that Health Canada could approve a vaccine for use as early as this week. Would be expected to be the Pfizer vaccine. How much is the lag time between approval and rollout?
Well, perhaps not as long as people think, because when you talk to the pharmaceutical company, in this case Pfizer, and its German partner BioNTech, they say that the vaccines have already been produced, that they have already set aside a number of those vaccines for Canada, and at this point all they're waiting for is Health Canada approval. And once that approval comes out, based on the experience that they've had in the United Kingdom, we could be looking at the drug company at least being ready to give us a supply of drugs within 24 hours. Take a listen.
This is a bit like the biological equivalent of a moon landing. You've got to get everything exactly right. But so far from our experience with one country, the United Kingdom, we've seen things move pretty smoothly. We got approval at 1 a.m. in the morning. We approved release of the vaccine and shipped it within 24 hours.
Now, that was an executive with BioNTech speaking to Rosemary Barton yesterday on Rosemary Barton Live right here on CBC News Network. We are talking about a limited supply, this initial run, but it could be out within 24 hours, they say, at least on their part. So we are talking about 2 rollouts here, at least for now. One this winter, the second beginning sometime in the spring when millions of more doses from Pfizer, from Moderna, perhaps other players will come into play. But really, 2 dancing partners here, Heather. One is the drug company. They say they can get it out to us soon after approval. The other part has to do with the distribution and the getting it to every province and territory. So that is up to us, which is why then this dry run today is going to be so very important as we talk about a vaccine rollout.